Welcome back to Fameshow host. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most debated questions in NBA history. What happened to the 29 players drafted before Jimmy Butler? That's right, the very same Jimmy Butler who transformed from an underrated defensive specialist into one of the NBA's bona fide superstars was drafted after 29 other prospects in the infamous 2011 draft. Setting the stage. The 2011 draft conundrum. Let's set the scene. It was the 2011 NBA draft, and despite this draft often being labeled one of the weaker ones of the 2010s, it produced a few gems and a whole lot of what-ifs. I mean, think about it. 29 players were chosen before Jimmy Butler was even on the board. Now, you might be wondering, how could that be? Well, the draft was loaded with talent, and some picks were nothing short of controversial. The big question that really gets fans talking is, why were there 29 players picked before a guy who would later redefine what it means to be an NBA superstar? We're talking about a draft where two players are arguably better than Jimmy Butler if you stack their resumes side by side. But as we dig into the ins and outs of each pick, you'll see that the stories behind these decisions and the myriad of career trajectories that followed are nothing short of groundbreaking. Kyrie Irving, the ultimate what if. Let's kick things off with the crown jewel of this draft debate, Kyrie Irving. Drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kyrie was heralded as one of the most gifted ball handlers the game has ever seen. He wasn't just known for his silky handles. He quickly became a multiple-time All-Star, a champion, and even an All-Star Game MVP. But oh, the twist in Kyrie's journey. After just 3 seasons in Cleveland, Kyrie's decision to request a trade shook the entire NBA world. Imagine leaving a team that was making the finals year after year. His move to Boston, that decorated franchise with a star-studded past, could have rewritten his legacy. Imagine him winning a championship in Boston, changing the narrative altogether. Instead, Kyrie's stints in Boston, Brooklyn, and even his current situation in Dallas have been marred by controversy and unfulfilled potential. High hopes and journeyman. Derek Williams and company. Not every player with sky-high expectations managed to light up the league like Kyrie. Derek Williams, for instance, was touted as a better prospect than Kyrie when he entered the NBA. Selected as the 2nd overall pick by the Minnesota Timberwolves, fans expected him to be the perfect 1-2 punch alongside All-Star Kevin Love. Williams even made the All-Rookie team, and there were flashes of brilliance, like scoring 31 points in a game against the Mavericks. But then the unimaginable happened. After just 2 seasons, the Timberwolves decided to cut him loose. Traded to the Sacramento Kings, Derek Williams went on to become a journeyman, bouncing from team to team. His scoring average improved in his sophomore season, but that early promise was never fully realized. This is the harsh reality of the draft. A player can be hyped 1 minute and then forgotten the next. International journeys, Ennis, Biyombo, and the global game now. Let's switch gears and take a global tour through the 2011 draft. The NBA isn't just about American colleges. It's about the best talent from around the world. Enter Ennis, drafted from Istanbul, Turkey, and the University of Kentucky. Ennis had a solid NBA career that spanned 13 seasons and several teams. His best seasons? They came with the Oklahoma City Thunder, where, alongside legends like Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, he was putting up 19 points per game at just 22 years old. But that wasn't all. Ennis's journey took him briefly to the Knicks, then the Blazers, and even a stint in Boston. And, if you can believe it, his career wasn't just about basketball. With the situation in Turkey intensifying and him speaking out on human rights issues, he ended up with a staggering $500,000 bounty placed on him back home, and even made his way onto Turkey's most wanted terrorist list. It's a surreal reminder of how global events can impact an NBA career. Role players who became household names. Not everyone in this draft was expected to be a superstar, but some turned into crucial role players who left a lasting impact. Take Tristan Thompson, for example. Selected by the Cleveland Cavaliers, Thompson's NBA career has been anything but ordinary. Sure, he's played in multiple finals and was even among the top rebounders in the league, winning that historic championship with the Cavaliers in 2016. But if you ask fans, his legacy is just as much about his off-court celebrity, especially with his brief run-on Running with the Kardashians and the infamous Kardashian curse. Similarly, Jonas Valanciunas, drafted by the Toronto Raptors, became renowned for his consistency. Averaging a double-double over his last 5 seasons, he's one of those reliable big men who always delivers, a much-needed skill set on any contending team. The pain of injuries and the curse of trades. No discussion about the 2011 draft is complete without touching on the big what if injuries and trades. Let's talk about Brandon Knight from the University of Kentucky. There's no denying that Knight was a pure scorer with a smooth handle, and early on, he looked destined to emulate the brilliance of Kyrie Irving. But fate had other plans. Injuries plagued Knight throughout his career. I mean, remember that night at the All-Star weekend when Kyrie literally took Knight's ankles, and then DeAndre Jordan came along to compound the embarrassment? It was painful to watch. Even Klay Thompson, one of the greatest shooters ever drafted ahead of Butler, wasn't without his setbacks. After suffering an ACL tear and an Achilles injury in consecutive years, Klay's comeback was nothing short of miraculous. Yet, those injuries almost altered the trajectory of his career entirely. And then there's Iman Shumpert, whose journey through various trades, from New York to Cleveland, to the Rockets, and then to Brooklyn, illustrates just how unstable an NBA career can be when you're constantly on the move. The remarkable rise of Jimmy Butler. And then there's Jimmy Butler. Drafted last in the first round, Butler was initially seen as nothing more than a great defensive specialist with impressive athleticism. Fast forward to today, and he stands as a testament to resilience and growth in the NBA. Despite being overlooked in the draft, Jimmy Butler has exceeded all expectations and morphed into one of the league's premier superstars. His journey is the ultimate underdog story, the guy who started off on the margins, never being the focal point of any draft hype, only to evolve into a player who not only dominates on the court but also leads his team with unyielding determination. Butler's transformation from draft day outcast to NBA superstar is proof that sometimes the best talent isn't recognized until it's too late. What have we learned from this in-depth look at the 2011 NBA draft? Despite being labeled one of the weaker drafts of the 2010s, it's clear that it had layers of talent, drama, and unexpected turnarounds. From Kyrie Irving's controversial moves and global journeys to Derek Williams' unfulfilled potential, and from injury-plagued careers to the emergence of role players like Tristan Thompson and Jonas Valanciunas. The ripple effects of this draft are still felt in today's NBA, and let's not forget the constant trade shuffles. Reggie Jackson's journey from Oklahoma City to Detroit and then to the Clippers stands as a powerful reminder of how trades can sometimes either make or break a player's career. Each story in this draft class is a fascinating what if that challenges our conventional wisdom on talent evaluation and draft positioning. And wrapping up this epic journey through the 2011 NBA draft, it's clear that every pick tells a unique story. Whether it's the highs of Kyrie Irving's early promise, the struggles of Derek Williams and others, or the remarkable rise of Jimmy Butler from an underrated pick to a league superstar, each narrative weaves together to form a rich tapestry of basketball history. The draft is not just about numbers and expectations, it's about decisions that reverberate through every season, every game, and every fan's heart. The lessons here are simple. Talent can be overlooked, career trajectories are unpredictable, and sometimes, the last pick can shine the brightest. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey through one of the most fascinating drafts in NBA history. Remember, it's not just a story about players, it's a story about ambition, resilience, and the unpredictable magic of basketball. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like and subscribe for the latest entertainment and celebrity news. Until next time, this is Fameshow host signing off. Stay tuned and keep the passion alive.